Have you ever imagined a samurai not with a sword, but with a brush? What kind of words did they write? What feelings did they express? Before we begin, I'd like to recommend a book that continues to inspire this channel, Bushido, The Soul of Japan by Inazo Nitobe. It reveals how deeply the samurai valued not only honor and courage, but also reflection and expression. The link is in the description below. Welcome to the Samurai Bushido Channel. Here we explore the quiet strength, deep wisdom, and rich beauty of Japanese culture through the lens of the samurai. If you enjoy this kind of calm, thoughtful content, please like this video and subscribe. Your support helps us bring these timeless stories to more people who seek peace and purpose. Now let us turn the page and begin. 1. Why did samurai write poetry? At first it may seem strange. A warrior writing poems? But to the samurai, expressing the inner world was just as important as mastering the outer one. They believed in living with awareness, and poetry helped them reflect. It allowed them to turn fleeting emotions into something lasting. By writing poems, they made silence speak. They practiced stillness not just with the body but with the brush. 2. Poetry as a mirror of the soul. Samurai poetry wasn't long or elaborate. Most often, it took the form of waka or haiku, short, precise verses. These poems captured moments: a falling leaf, the sound of rain, the feeling before battle, the memory of home. Through few words, they said everything. Because in silence, even the smallest image speaks volumes. Like the sword, the poem required precision, clarity, and restraint. 3. Themes in samurai poetry. What did they write about? Nature, the moon, flowers, winds, snow. Time, the passing of seasons, the impermanence of life. Honor and duty, facing death, protecting others. Loneliness, quiet nights on the road or waiting for battle. These weren't fantasy. They were real emotions from real lives, and yet they spoke with simplicity and strength. One verse might describe the falling cherry blossoms, but behind it lies the quiet acceptance of death. Another might show a snow-covered mountain, and yet it's a poem about endurance. Furrier of 4, the death poem Jisei. One of the most powerful traditions was the Jisei, or death poem, before battle or before taking one's own life in ritual. Seppuku samurai would write a final verse. These were not cries of fear. They were expressions of peace. An example: falling blossom, returning to the root. I do not resist. These words were written not with desperation, but with clarity. To write a poem before death was to show composure in the face of the ultimate truth. It was a way to say, I have lived with awareness. I will die with dignity. 5. Famous samurai poets. Many samurai were known not only for their sword skills, but for their poetry. Hosokawa Yusai, a general and tea master, who also studied classical poetry. Matsuo Basho, while not a samurai by rank, he lived a life of travel and reflection that many warriors admired. Saigyo, a warrior monk who left the world to write deeply spiritual poetry. Yamamoto Tsunetomo, known for the Hagakure, but also for poetic reflections on death and loyalty. Their works are still read today, not for technique, but for truth. Because poetry, like Bushido, is not about rules, it's about spirit. 6. Poetry in the samurai way. Poetry was part of training. It wasn't just for leisure. It was a way to sharpen the mind, to observe closely, to feel deeply, to express simply. In this way, it aligned with Bushido, the path of sincerity, awareness, and grace. Just as a sword must be light and sharp, so too must words. A warrior who could write poetry showed balance. He could strike and also reflect. He could follow orders and also listen inwardly. Just a practice for all. You don't have to be a warrior to write like one. You can take a moment each morning to write a few quiet words. Observe nature and reflect on what it stirs in you. Express your gratitude, sorrow, or joy in a single phrase. Poetry is not about being good with words. It's about being true with feelings. You don't need a perfect verse. You just need presence. Even writing one honest line each day can connect you with the samurai spirit. 8. How to start your own samurai poetry practice. Start small. Start silent. Sit with a moment. Feel it fully. Don't rush. Then write a few words. Not to impress, not to share, just to reflect. Use what you see wind in the trees, your breath, the stillness of a teacup. Let it speak. Over time, these words become a record not of events, but of soul. And like the samurai, you may find peace in the practice. 9. Closing reflection. The samurai were not just fighters. They were feelers, thinkers, and makers of beauty. Their poems have survived centuries, not because they were famous, but because they were real. You too can pick up the brush not to impress, but to connect with your own spirit, with the quiet truths of life, with the strength that comes from softness. The sword cuts, the poem heals. Both require presence. Both reveal the soul. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Samurai Bushido Channel. If you found something meaningful here, please like this video and subscribe. We publish new episodes every week to explore samurai wisdom and the still beauty of Japanese tradition. Until next time, speak simply, feel deeply, and walk with quiet strength.